Hi everyone, my name is Summer and welcome to my channel, kind of like a chef, and welcome to this very first video. So, being that it's a special occasion, I really wanted to do a recipe that I've never even tried before. So we're going to kick off this channel with a series called, once I remember it, I will tell you the name of it. Oh, First Time's the Charm. That's what it's called, First Time's the Charm. So we're going to be making things for the very first time and see if it comes out like a charm. See if it works. So today we're going to be making a Basque cheesecake, which is a beautiful cheesecake. It's a beautiful burnt cheesecake. You've probably seen it online, and it's just absolutely stunning. It is a showstopper, and it's also pretty easy, and I feel like it's pretty foolproof. So if you are like a bit afraid of baking, or if you're not used to baking, I think this would be a really great recipe to just try to give it a shot. And yeah, so let's get into it. So first, what we're going to start off doing is, my camera's on. Okay. So first, what we're going to start off doing is we're going to cream the cream cheese and sugar together, which is my favorite part of baking. We're going to be using this KitchenAid stand mixer today. Unlock it. Okay. So this recipe calls for 2 pounds of cream cheese, which is really just just like a whole box, like the 2-pack boxes of cream cheese. That's what 2 pounds is. All right. So we're gonna throw this in there. I'm really excited for this video and this recipe because I love cheesecake, and I've been seeing this online for a few months now. Whenever I see it, I'm like, my God, it's the most gorgeous cheesecake. And so I was like, why not just try it? See what happens. Oh my God, did you guys just see that? I was about to throw this away in the trash. It's fine. It's called First Time the Charm for a reason. It is my first time not baking, but with this, but hey. These are the kind of things that happen, and that's okay. So we have the 2 pounds of cream cheese in here, and now we have a cup, 1 cup and 2/3. Is that what it is? 1 cup and 2/3. Okay. Now we have a cup and 2/3. So actually, before I even put the sugar in here, I kind of want to get the cream cheese going. So I'm gonna lock this. And now we're going to be adding sugar. So we have a cup and 2/3. We have a cup and 2/3, a cup and 2/3 of sugar. Oh, 1 second. I just forgot what I was gonna do. So we're gonna mix it for a bit. Just throw the sugar in there. So I can just scrape down the sides of the bowl. So let's let this for a minute because I want to be able to really control how this paddle's working. is basically going to cream for about 4 to 6 minutes. I'm probably going to do it for 6 minutes. So good. That's the best part about baking. Is that whether it's like sugar and butter or sugar and cream cheese, it's so good. Okay, let's go on to the next step. So next what we'll be doing is we'll be whisking together the heavy whipping cream and also the flour. So let's get into that. So we have our mixing bowl. So we have our mixing bowl and our heavy cream and also our flour. It's 3 tablespoons of flour and 2 cups of heavy cream. So super easy. Our 3 tablespoons of flour. It's just 3 tablespoons of flour, so if you don't have that, you need to re-up. But this is just a really great recipe for when you're running low on flour. So, little do you know, you don't need a whole lot of flour for baking. So we're just going to whisk this together until it's smooth, and then just throw it in there. Also, a really cool thing about this recipe is that it is kind of like a 1 bowl kind of recipe. You just throw everything in and let it do its thing, which is really, really great. It's not intimidating. You don't have to have all these bowls for all these separate things. You know, it's not like a separate the wet from the dry sort of recipe. It's just kind of like a straightforward recipe. Okay, so the heavy cream and the flour are mixed together. And also, this is going to be a really, this is also going to be a pretty liquidy cake. So when you take it out the oven, it's still going to have like a pretty good jiggle to it. And also, when you put it into the pan, it's going to be pretty, it's going to be runny, yes, it's gonna be runny, but it's going to be thick as well. So like a thick, runny cake. So don't be nervous. Don't act like don't feel like you did something wrong because it's too runny. It's supposed to be a runny texture when you put it into the pan. So, okay, so our cream cheese and sugar is done. I'm gonna taste it one more time because I can. So, we're adding our heavy whipping cream and flour mixture into here. For me and my family, but of course, if you're cooking or baking for someone else, don't do that. All right. Okay. So now we'll be mixing this on low, and then we are going to throw in the eggs. So this recipe calls for 6 eggs and 1 egg yolk. So very eggy. And let's get to it. So I'm gonna mix this for about a minute, just to make sure that everything's incorporated. And then we're gonna throw the eggs in, and yeah, then we're gonna go on to the next step. Okay, so now let's get the eggs cracked and started. So, like I said, this recipe calls for 6 eggs. I'm just going to crack it and throw it in there. Let's hope that catastrophe doesn't happen. I think we'll be good. Let's see. I was nervous with that one, but we got it. Okay. And then now we're going to separate the egg yolk. So I'm just going to do the old-fashioned way, no tools, just hands. Oops. Okay. And just plop that in there. And yeah, so our eggs are incorporated. So now we're on to the next step, which is, I believe, the vanilla. And then we'll be done. Let me wash my hands real quick. We're gonna save the egg whites, of course, don't be wasteful. So I'm going to add about a teaspoon of salt. I'm going to add about a teaspoon of salt. Of course, this part is optional. I'm just going to do it because I feel like you just need salt with desserts, especially with creamy, sweet desserts. It just really does a good job at bringing all the flavors together. So we're going to be doing our salt and vanilla. So we have our vanilla. So we're going to be doing 2 teaspoons. So we'll be doing 2 teaspoons of vanilla. A lot of people always add 1. I personally like everything that has vanilla in it to actually taste like vanilla. Like, I don't want it to be like an afterthought. I want to eat something and be like, ooh, like that's good. Like, I can taste the vanilla. So we're going to do 2 teaspoons of vanilla. So the vanilla that I'm using today is actually Nielsen Massey, and you can find this at Williams-Sonoma. And it is the best vanilla that I've come across. It's amazing. And this is the bourbon, it's the bourbon version of it, and so it's just super good. So I'm gonna add 2 teaspoons of this because why not? Don't be afraid of the things that make dessert taste better. Like, don't be afraid to add a little more sugar or a little more vanilla or some salt. It's okay. Or some salted butter. Please do not be afraid to use salted butter. And so we're gonna salt. And I'm going to do, let's see. Yeah, I'm going to do a teaspoon of salt. And by the way, this is optional, of course. And I'm using sea salt. So yes, we're just going to do a teaspoon of salt. And let's get back to mixing. All right. mix for a certain amount of time. Since this is a more runny texture, you don't really have to mix like super long because everything's kind of incorporates naturally, of course. And so we're going to get it just until I feel like it's good. I feel like maybe about another minute or so. And then we're going to line this spring pan, which I think is like the trick to this Basque cheesecake, is these spring pans. So that will be our next stop, our next thing to do, and then we'll be done. So our mixture is about done. I want to give it a taste again. Ooh, it's so sweet. Okay. It's perfect. And I can tell that it really did need the salt, because the salt brings out the vanilla, and that's what you're really looking for, especially in cheesecake. I think sometimes cheesecakes can be really overpowering because it's so creamy and rich, so the salt really does a good job. Okay, so now what we're going to do is line this spring, well, they're not spring, what are these called? Spring cheesecake. We're going to line this cake pan, we're just going to call it a cake pan, with parchment paper. And then we're gonna pop this thing in the oven. My oven is already preheated to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. And so we're just going to pour this in there. We'll be ready to go. Okay, so I have my parchment paper. We're gonna need 2 big pieces. See, I've seen some videos where people just put them like 1 piece here, like half a piece here, and then half a piece here. But I feel like I have really big parchment paper, so I don't need to do that. So I'm just gonna double it. My spirit is telling me that this is good. And I try to listen to her because Lord knows if it was left to me, I'd be doing this all day. That tedious, and I have a Virgo moon, so I can do this forever. But I'm gonna leave it alone. I think this looks pretty good. And I'm going to pour this mixture. Pour this mixture right on in, and let's see if we can catch this shot. Oh, I'm blocking you guys. Excuse me. Okay. Okay. So, in we go. our Basque cheesecake batter. I'm going to try to lift it and show you guys the best way I can. That's all I got for you. But this thing is so beautiful. You'll be able to see in the shot, but it's gorgeous. And I'm really excited. I'm gonna bake this for about 30 minutes, and in the meantime, in between time, we're gonna be drinking some tea, which I'm really excited about. I'm really big on desserts and tea because I feel like, what else can you drink with dessert really besides tea or coffee? So today we're going to be drinking on some black tea, which I will show you guys later on. But let's pop this in the oven, and I'll be back in 30 minutes. Well, actually, no, I won't, because I want to be sipping tea while this bakes. So you guys will see me soon. I will show you the cake in 30 minutes. So let's go on to that. Honestly, that had to be like the easiest dessert I've ever made, ever in my life. I've made cookies that were more difficult than that. So I'm really excited. I think it's gonna turn out delicious. But like I said, let's drink some tea. Hello, and we're back again. So while our cheesecake is baking, we're going to be sipping on some black tea. But it's not just any kind of black tea. Today, since it's a special occasion, I decided to bring out my black tea cake. So here we have this beautiful black tea cake from Wujiang, China. It was sourced from Wujiang, China, from my company, Cup of Me. I'll have the link down below. But it's absolutely gorgeous. Let's see if I can see it. I hope this gets it. It's so beautiful. The detailing in it is amazing. And of course, this is half a tea cake because we've already gone through half. But I really wanted to show you guys a hack for breaking apart a tea cake, because I think sometimes it can be a bit tedious, especially when it comes with when it's cakes like these, cakes that are more packed together. For instance, this tea cake in particular is machine packed, which is why it has such a beautiful design in the front, which you'll see if you go to the website. It's this gorgeous, gorgeous dragon design. So a lot of times these are a bit more difficult to break apart. So I'm going to show you with this tea pick that you use for tea cakes. So I'm going to show you guys what I use, what I just realized works better for me when it comes to these kind of tea cakes. So this is a crab leg cracker. And it works like a charm. Let me show you guys. So, it works like a charm. Just put it in between right here. Oops. In between here and try some more pieces. Okay. 1 second, let me get it together. I gotta get my grip together. And there you go. We have a chunk of this beautiful tea cake. And this, I'm gonna break off a little bit more. You wanna be really careful with these tea cakes since it is fermented tea, so it's extremely strong. This would actually be enough, but since I like my tea a bit stronger, since I'm gonna drink it with dessert, and I want it stronger, I'm just going to break off another piece. So let's take a piece here. So one more. All right, this is perfect. So this is about, I want to say maybe half a tablespoon, not even, like maybe like 2 teaspoons of this black tea cake. And we are going to be sipping on this with our cheesecake because it's going to have a really nice blend with it. Cheesecake, like I said, is really decadent. And so when it comes to tea pairing and desserts, you want something that's a bit stronger, that can really kind of, you know, cleanse the palate since it's such a rich dessert. So let's get to steeping this. And then hopefully by the time we're done, our cake will be ready. And we have our Basque cheesecake. So, unfortunately, it's still super hot. Unfortunately, it's very hot, so I'm gonna have to put it into the fridge, and then we can cut it open tomorrow. But just look at her and her beauty. Isn't she just the most gorgeous thing? So it is a success. It's picture perfect. And I'm so excited to cut her tomorrow. She has nice dark edges, just how I like, just how I wanted it. And it looks so good. Oh my God. I'm gonna taste it so bad, but I'm not. So anyways, I will be back tomorrow. Until then, I'll be sipping my tea without my cake. But it's fine because tomorrow I will have my tea and my cake. And I'll also show you guys my whipped cream recipe that I use for pretty much all my cakes and all my pies. It's so good. And I can have my cheesecake without whipped cream. So I'll show you guys that tomorrow as well. But till then, try this cake out. I'm actually honestly so surprised. I mean, of course, we haven't, I can't cut it open yet, but so far from the looks of it, from the smell of it, from how I feel about it, I think that I killed it. So I'm really, really proud of myself. I love how it turned out. I'm so excited for tomorrow because tomorrow's the day where we can really try this beautiful, beautiful thing out. And yeah, that was super easy. Probably like the fastest desserts I've ever made. Definitely. I made it in like 20 minutes. Oh, and also I baked it for about 45 minutes. I know a lot of recipes say 30 minutes. That wasn't working out. It took about 45 minutes for it to get this dark. And yes, it was still jiggly when I took it out. Like, it really was jiggly. I didn't get that part on camera, but it was very jiggly. I just took it out when it was the darkest. So I would say leave it in the oven until it is pretty much burnt and still jiggly, of course, and then take it out. But since it is a pretty runny cake, it should take a long time for it to just stiffen completely. So I'm sure you can even do it 45 minutes to an hour. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm just saying for 45 minutes because that's what I did. But she turned out great, and we're gonna cut her open tomorrow. And I'm so excited. So yeah, until then, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hello. So it's been 2 days, and we are back with our beautiful Basque cheesecake. Let's see if I can pick this one up. So I already, it's so firm, like heavy. So I already took out the pan, obviously. I couldn't help myself. So here we are. We're about to dig in. I'm so excited. I feel like a kid on a Christmas morning. So far, so good. Obviously, it looks beautiful. And let's claim that it tastes as good as it looks. So let's get into it. I get to unwrap it. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Okay. So. Exactly how I wanted it to come out. I was worried that around here it wouldn't get that caramelized, goodness going on. But ooh, look at this side. I guess you can see it. It's so gorgeous. Hold on. You see that? That one wanted that beautiful caramelization. Wow. Okay. Do you see this? Do you see this? Look at that. It came out perfect. Okay, and also this has been sitting out for a few hours now. I'm just letting it get to room temperature. Okay, let's get it. Oh, before I cut into this, I'll tell you guys, I was going to make whipped cream. I was gonna make whipped cream with this for this cake, which I still am, but I was going to include it in the video. But I decided that since it is its own separate recipe, I wanted to save it for another video. Maybe a key lime pie video, because I make the best key lime pie. Just saying. I don't speak lies. It's the truth. So I'll probably save it for that, or just another video overall. But they actually say that this cheesecake usually isn't even served with whipped cream. I'm just doing it because why not? It's whipped cream. How could it be bad? So that's just a really quick note. Without further ado, let's get into her. That's big piece. Okay, ooh, she's turning. Okay. Ooh, look at that. Look at this. Gorgeous. I hope you guys can see this. I want to be so disappointed if you guys can. Do you see that? So good. Wow. Okay. She looks really good and custardy. So now, what we've all been waiting for. Cheers. Wow. This is honestly the perfect cheesecake. I thought, sometimes with cheesecakes, it can be a bit too rich sometimes, or like a bit too sweet. Sometimes it's always like a bit too this, a bit too that. But this is actually just right. It's not too sweet. It's light. It's like a fluffy custard. I thought it was going to be more kind of like a pudding almost, but no, it's like a light, fluffy custard, kind of like a creme brulee, but like a cheesecake. That's honestly what it's like. It's like a creme brulee / a cheesecake for like the texture, and it's perfect. It's like not too thick. Well, here we have it. First time's the charm. And it absolutely is. I'm so pleased with the outcome. It's so good. I'm not being dramatic. I mean, it's cheesecake. So like, if you don't act this way, when you eat cheesecake, then I don't know. Do you even like food? I don't know. But this is absolutely delicious. I am so happy I decided to do this. And I cannot wait to see if you guys do as well. I cannot wait to see if you guys try this recipe out. I will be listing in the link in my bio. I'm on YouTube right now. I will be putting the recipe for my version of this cheesecake, since I did make a few tweaks. And I feel like the tweaks that I made were really needed. And I'm just so excited to share this cheesecake with everyone. And with you all. So thank you guys so much for joining me today on kind of like a chef. Thank you guys so much for watching my first video. I am so excited to start this journey. This has been something that I've been just daydreaming about and thinking about for a long time. Cooking and baking, just, you know, culinary arts, the arts of culinary have been just a passion of mine. I'm really just excited to start this new journey, this new venture with you all, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Try this recipe out. Honestly, this is a really good dessert for beginners, which is amazing because you just throw everything in and then you just burn it. So it's like, if you can't do that, what can you do? Like, you can do this. Like, your kindergartner son can do this. Anyone can do this. It's so easy, it's so simple. It looks gorgeous. I swear, if you bring this to a party, it's gonna be a showstopper, for real. It's absolutely beautiful. It's so delicious. It's perfect, like I just said. I'm so excited to make my whipped cream for it. And I'm so excited that I got to share this with you all. So thank you guys so much for joining me on this video, on this journey. I hope you guys loved it just like I did. And also, don't forget to check out my tea company, Cup of Me. I own a loose leaf tea business, and it is my pride and joy. And yeah, thank you guys so much for your support. And stay tuned for my next video. Goodbye, and happy eating.